I never thought a random visit to the hospital would reopen the chapter of my life I'd buried years ago. But the moment I heard that soft voice say, "You were my favorite patient," everything inside me froze. I turned around, and there she was. The nurse who had once held my hand when I was closer to death than life itself. The woman whose smile I never forgot, even when the world around me went dark. It was a rainy afternoon, and I'd only come to donate blood for a charity drive. Hospitals never scared me anymore, I'd seen the worst of them. But as I walked through the corridors, the familiar smell of antiseptic and faint echo of monitor beeps pulled me back in time, to that winter 6 years ago when I lay in that very building, fighting to stay alive after a car accident that had shattered my body and my dreams. Back then, I was 24, reckless, and thought I was invincible. The crash changed everything. My legs were broken, ribs cracked, lungs punctured. I spent months in that hospital, unable to move without pain shooting through every nerve. I remember feeling angry at the world, bitter at my own helplessness. My friends had their own lives, my family visited less and less. Days blurred into nights, and nights into endless silence, but Nurse Sarah never treated me like a patient on a chart. She talked to me, laughed at my bad jokes, even scolded me when I refused to eat. I remember her telling me once, "Healing isn't just the doctor's job. You have to want it too." Something about the way she said it, gentle yet firm, made me start trying again. There were nights I'd wake up screaming from nightmares about the crash, sweating and trembling. She'd rush in, calm me down, and talk until I fell asleep again. Sometimes she'd hum softly, some old tune I never recognized. Those nights, it wasn't just my body that healed, it was my spirit. And then, one morning, I woke up and she was gone. I was told she had been transferred to another department, and by the time I was discharged, she had left the hospital entirely. I never got to say thank you. 6 years later, fate had other plans. When I turned to that voice, older now but still kind, my breath caught. Sarah stood there, her eyes lighting up as if recognizing me instantly. "You were my favorite patient," she said with a nostalgic smile. I laughed, surprised at how emotional I suddenly felt. "I don't think patients are supposed to have favorites." "Well," she said softly, "some stories stay with you forever." We sat in the hospital cafe, two people linked by memories neither had expected to relive. She told me she'd left nursing for a while after losing her husband to cancer, that she couldn't bear being around pain anymore. "But then," she admitted, "I remembered patients like you. People who fought. People who made me believe that care still mattered." I told her how her words had changed me, how I'd gone back to school, how I'd started volunteering for accident victims. How her kindness had sparked something in me that never went away. Her eyes shimmered with tears she didn't try to hide. "You have no idea how much that means to hear," she whispered. For a moment, it was as if the noise of the hospital faded away. There was just the quiet understanding between two souls who had once crossed paths in pain and found meaning in it. Later that day, as I walked out into the rain again, I turned back to see her watching me from the doorway, smiling just like she used to, calm, kind, and strong. Life has a strange way of looping back, of reminding us that the smallest acts of kindness can echo for years. I once thought my survival was luck. But now I know it was grace. Her grace. And as I walked away, I realized that sometimes, the people who save us never even know it until we meet them again and finally get to say the words we should have said long ago: "Thank you." Because every heart that's healed carries the touch of someone who cared enough to believe we could.